Our brains are incredible. They store countless memories. Faces, facts, and feelings all reside within. But have you ever wondered why you forget things? It's not a flaw. It's a feature. Our brains have a delete button. This button helps us stay sharp and focused. Imagine a computer. As you use it, it accumulates files. Some are important, others are just clutter. The same goes for our brains. We experience so much every day. Our brains need a way to prioritize. They need to keep what matters and discard the rest. This process is essential. Without it, we'd be overwhelmed. We wouldn't be able to function. Forgetting is not the enemy. It's a crucial part of how our brains learn and adapt. This delete button is always active. It works behind the scenes. It ensures that our mental workspace stays clean and efficient. How does this delete button actually work? What happens when we decide to let go of certain memories or information? The process is called synaptic pruning. Let's break it down and understand its significance in our daily lives. Our brain cells, or neurons, communicate through connections called synapses. These synapses are the pathways through which information travels in our brain. Think of them as branches extending from one neuron to another. Just like tree branches, they can grow, extend, and connect in intricate patterns. When we learn something new, these branches grow and strengthen. This growth represents the formation of new memories and the reinforcement of existing ones. This is how memories form. Each new experience or piece of information creates a new branch or strengthens an existing one. But not all connections are created equal. Some are robust and frequently used, while others are weak and seldom accessed. Some are used frequently, while others lie dormant. The ones we use often become stronger, while the unused ones weaken over time. Synaptic pruning is like a gardener trimming a tree. Just as a gardener removes unnecessary branches to promote healthy growth, our brain trims away unused synapses. It removes the weak or unused connections. This selective pruning helps in maintaining the efficiency of our neural network. This makes the remaining connections stronger and more efficient. By focusing on the essential pathways, our brain optimizes its functioning. This process happens throughout our lives. From the moment we are born, our brain is constantly pruning and refining its connections. It's most active during childhood and adolescence. During these stages, our brains are highly plastic, meaning they can easily form and reform connections. That's when our brains are developing rapidly. The experiences we have during these formative years shape the structure and function of our brain. But it continues into adulthood, refining our neural pathways based on our experiences. Even as adults, our brains remain adaptable, constantly updating and optimizing. By pruning away the excess, our brains become more efficient at processing information. This efficiency allows us to think more clearly and react more quickly. We can access important memories faster and make new connections with greater ease. This streamlined network of synapses is what enables us to learn, adapt, and thrive in a constantly changing world. Synaptic pruning isn't just a random process. It's a carefully orchestrated operation, with its own set of molecular players. Two key players in this process are C1q and microglial cells. C1q is a protein that acts like a tag. It attaches to synapses that are weak or unused. Think of it as marking the branches that need to be trimmed. This is where microglial cells come in. These cells are the brain's very own garbage collectors. They patrol the brain, searching for the tags left by C1q. When they encounter a tagged synapse, they engulf and eliminate it. This might sound a bit ruthless, but it's all for the greater good. By removing the clutter, C1q and microglial cells ensure that our brains have the resources to build and strengthen the connections that matter most. We see synaptic pruning in action every day. It's a fascinating process where our brain continuously refines its neural connections. keeping the ones we use frequently and trimming away those that are less active. Remember that person's name you forgot right after meeting them? It's not just a lapse in memory. It's your brain deciding that this piece of information isn't crucial enough to retain. Or that fact you studied for a test but can't recall anymore. Despite your best efforts, your brain might have deemed that information less important over time, especially if you haven't revisited it. These are prime examples of your brain's delete button at work. It's a natural and necessary process that helps us focus on what truly matters. Think about a language you learned as a child but haven't spoken in years. At one point, you might have been fluent. But now, recalling even basic words can be a challenge. You might struggle to remember even basic words. This isn't just forgetfulness. It's your brain reallocating resources to more frequently used languages. This is because the synaptic connections associated with that language have weakened over time. Just like a book gathering dust on a shelf, unused neural pathways fade. Or consider the route you used to take to work before you switched jobs. You might have driven it daily, but now the details are hazy. You might find it difficult to recall the details of that route now. This is because your brain has deprioritized that information in favor of your new routine. Your brain has prioritized the routes you use regularly and pruned away the ones that are no longer relevant. It's an efficient way to manage the vast amount of information we encounter daily. These everyday instances of forgetting might seem frustrating at times. It can be annoying when you can't recall something you once knew well. But they are actually a sign that your brain is functioning as it should, constantly adapting and optimizing its resources. This ongoing process ensures that we can focus on the most relevant and useful information, making us more efficient in our daily lives. So, the next time you forget something, remember that it's just your brain doing its job, keeping you sharp and focused on what truly matters. Forgetting often gets a bad rap, but it's actually a vital cognitive function. It's not about losing information. It's about making space for new learning and growth. Imagine trying to hold on to every single piece of information you encounter. Your brain would quickly become overwhelmed. It would be like trying to stuff an endless stream of clothes into a small suitcase. Forgetting allows us to let go of the unnecessary. It helps us focus on what's truly important. It's like hitting the refresh button on our minds, clearing out the clutter and making room for new experiences and insights. Moreover, forgetting can protect us from painful or traumatic memories. By diminishing the intensity of these memories, our brains allow us to heal and move forward. While forgetting is a natural and essential process, there are things we can do to influence what our brains decide to keep and discard. Our brains are constantly bombarded with information, and it's up to us to help them filter out the noise and focus on what's important. Here are some tips for strengthening memories and making them stick. These strategies are simple yet effective, and can be easily incorporated into your daily routine. First, pay attention. It seems obvious, but focusing on what you want to remember is key. When you give your full attention to something, your brain is more likely to encode that information into your long-term memory. Distractions are memory's worst enemy. In today's world, it's easy to get sidetracked by notifications, social media, and other interruptions. Next, engage your senses. The more senses you involve in learning, the stronger the memory. For example, if you're trying to remember a recipe, taste the ingredients, smell the spices, and feel the textures. This multisensory approach helps reinforce the memory. Try visualizing information, saying it out loud, or writing it down. Visualization can create a mental image that makes the information more memorable. Speaking out loud can reinforce auditory memory, and writing things down can help with kinesthetic learning. Also, connect new information to existing knowledge. Our brains love patterns. When you link new information to something you already know, it creates a web of associations that makes it easier to retrieve the memory later. Linking new information to things you already know makes it easier to remember. Then, repeat, repeat, repeat. Repetition strengthens synaptic connections. The more you review and practice the information, the more ingrained it becomes in your memory. Review information regularly. Space out your study sessions, and test yourself frequently. Spaced repetition is a powerful technique that involves reviewing information at increasing intervals. This method helps combat the forgetting curve and ensures long-term retention. Finally, get enough sleep. Sleep is crucial for memory consolidation. During sleep, your brain processes and organizes the information you've learned throughout the day. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. A well-rested brain is more efficient at encoding and retrieving memories. Establish a regular sleep schedule and create a restful environment to improve your sleep quality. By incorporating these strategies into our daily lives, we can help our brains prioritize the memories that matter most. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone looking to improve your memory, these tips can make a significant difference. Start practicing them today and watch your memory improve over time. Just as we can strengthen certain memories, we can also encourage the forgetting of others. This isn't about erasing memories entirely. It's about reducing their emotional impact and making them less intrusive. Techniques like mindfulness and meditation can be helpful in this regard. They allow us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This can help us detach from negative memories and prevent them from hijacking our emotional well-being. Therapy can also be incredibly beneficial for processing traumatic memories. Therapists can guide us through techniques that help reframe these experiences and reduce their power over us. Remember, we have a choice in how we relate to our memories. We can choose to dwell on the negative, or we can choose to focus on the positive and allow the painful to fade. We live in an age of information overload. We're constantly bombarded with news, notifications, and updates. This constant influx of information can be overwhelming for our brains. Forgetting plays a crucial role in helping us navigate this digital age. It allows us to filter out the noise and focus on what's truly meaningful. It prevents us from becoming bogged down by the trivial and frees up our cognitive resources for deeper thinking and creativity. By embracing the art of forgetting, we can reclaim our attention, reduce stress, and live more fulfilling lives. Our memories shape our identities. They tell our stories. But just like any good story, our lives require editing. Some chapters need to be revisited and revised. Others might need to fade into the background. The brain's delete button isn't a sign of weakness. It's a tool for growth. It allows us to learn from our experiences, let go of the past, and embrace the present moment. So, the next time you forget something, don't fret. Instead, view it as an opportunity. Your brain is making space for something new and wonderful to emerge. Embrace the edit, and keep writing your story.